Hello, everybody. My name is Mendoza, and I will be presenting to you my industry case study. So, film scoring. Film scoring is a very special career in the music industry because it incorporates film and music. Basically, the job of a film score is when you're watching a film and a scene gets sad, the music will get sad. But if it gets happy, the music will get happy. And they have full control over everything. Everything is intentional. So the film score pretty much just invokes the passion of a scene with music instead of just what you see. The reason I chose this career is when I was 7 years old, I watched The Dark Knight, and I was extremely inspired by Hans Zimmer's work, and every scene felt like a masterpiece to me. So I ended up studying his techniques, his master classes, all his interviews, and that's pretty much what gave me my kick to film scoring, and it's the reason I push forward still to today. So, education and training. Pretty much as any other music job, you're going to need music theory, instrument understanding, but I want to say stuff that's more specific to film scoring because it's so unique, is that you need a lot of understanding of film. You need a lot of understanding of colors, and especially like in film, if something is blue, it'll sound different. If something is red, it'll sound different. And you also need a lot of understanding of speech, like when an actor says something, you can kind of put different tones of like a question. And Hans Zimmer explains that a lot in a lot of his works and how he uses every scene as like a different work. Film composer salary, for entry level, it's around like $30,000 to $50,000, but that is if you are a professional non-student. Once it gets to the professional, like highest division level, that is when they go into six figures and sometimes even seven. So especially like Hans Zimmer, who already has 2 Oscars, he made $3 million on his last job in Dune. Film composer job benefits, you get to meet a lot of cool people, a lot of cool directors, actors, and you get a lot of connections through that. And it's pretty much endless creativity. You never have to stop working because as soon as you finish a movie, you can be working on the next one already. So that's pretty much the benefits. This is an interview that they did with Hans Zimmer, and here he explains a little bit of how he got his kick into Hollywood for his first big film.
Rain Man came about in a very strange way. I had done it again for working title film. I'd done a film called A World Apart, which is still one of my favorite movies. And Barry Levinson's wife, Diana, had seen the film and loved the soundtrack and went out, bought the CD for him and gave him the CD. I remember it was 11 o'clock at night in my little studio down a back alley in the shadier neighborhoods of London, and there was like a knock on the door, and I opened the door. There's a man standing there going, "Hello, my name's Barry Levinson. I'm a director." And I'm going, "Yeah, you and my mum both." He started to tell me about this movie that he was making with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise, and he asked me very politely if I would even consider going to Hollywood and working on it, while I was just going, "Yes, please." So I did it the way I did any independent little movie I had done in England before.
Very, very inspiring story. How just a basic musician just working on subtle projects, not making a lot of money, can really upgrade just because someone liked that one song that you made. So very inspiring story. My sub career is DJing, which I already am and I work as. DJing is basically very similar to film scoring, where you control the vibe of how people feel in a certain place. In this case, it's either clubs or events, parties. Pretty much, it's just like training requirements. You don't need music theory like that. That's just an extra. You just need a lot of understanding of the tech and practice, a lot of practice. And it's just understanding and experience. DJ salary, at first, I'll be honest, you are working for free for a lot of jobs. But once you get to a certain point of a lot of rep and people know you because they play at a certain place a lot, you start getting into about $25K, $30K a year, and the highest level DJs can earn 6 figures or more. So that's just like highest level, like Solomon, someone who I'm going to speak about in a second. Job benefits, definitely one of the best ones is traveling. You get to travel a lot, especially once you get to the professional level. You get to travel everywhere, meet a lot of cool different artists, and you get to make music with really cool people that have a lot of experience, probably more than you. Next one. So for the I watched an interview for Solomon just to give another example of how it is at that professional level. He is a very high level DJ. He plays, and there are 50,000 people there watching and huge raves. He is from Bosnia, and his introduction to DJing came from a friend who asked him to DJ for a birthday party. So pretty much just saying yes to something can lead to the rest of your life, which I think is pretty cool. The person asked him to play house music, and that's when he fell in love with house music. And as you can see, he listened to it at such a point where he doesn't even listen to music in his car at all anymore. And that's pretty deep into the job, where you pretty much can't even enjoy music at that point because it's so professional. And I'm slowly getting into that, which I think is kind of cool and bad at the same time, but it's all right. So those are my citations. This is the rest of the presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a good one.